This is the Cancer Boss Method podcast, the place to be when cancer sucks and you don't want it to. I'm Leslie Nance, survivor, cancer coach, and healing mentor. Come learn the truth about what your role is in your own healing. No BS, just real strategies from a cancer coach who has been there, done that. And I'm talking about healing. Hey, welcome to today's episode of the Cancer Boss Method, where we dive into the truth about food, healing, and the power of your cells. I'm Leslie Nance, your holistic cancer coach, and today we're going to examine the phrase we've all heard, let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. It sounds wise, right? Actually, I'm not a huge fan of it, but we'll talk about that at another time. But have you ever stopped and asked yourself why that is so important? And so to answer that, we need to zoom in. We need to zoom in down close to the cellular level to understand why nutrition plays a critical role in our healing from cancer and disease. But before we dive in, I have something exciting to share because I am hosting a free 4-day live event. It's called Nourish to Heal. It's going to be from April 9th through the 12th. That's 2025, by the way, if you're listening to this to sometime in the future past that. The event is all about making nutrition simple and stress-free and deeply nourishing for your healing journey. And over that 4 days, we're going to dive into how food acts as information in your healthy cells, how to remove stress and confusion around food choices. We're going to be talking about the Vice lifestyle, which I'll talk a little bit about in the podcast today, and how to transform your approach to nutrition and what actually matters when it comes to food quality. So this event is completely free, but you must be registered to join. So I'm going to drop a link in the show notes so that you don't miss a thing. Okay, so let's get started on our topic today, which is going to be, the truth about food and healing and the power that it gives your cells. And so I want to start with what the data tells us. And so just looking at the science of this, there is a study, a practice called epidemiology, which is the study of disease patterns. And that shows that diet plays a significant role in our cancer risk alongside other lifestyle factors such as smoking and alcohol use and environmental exposure. But the research actually suggests that 30 to 35% of cancer-related deaths can actually be attributed to diet. If we compare that to global data, we see some striking differences because in Japan, smoking is the leading cause of cancer, while diet actually plays a much smaller role in overall cancer rates. And when we look at Mediterranean countries where traditional diets include a variety of whole foods and plant-based fats with a much lower intake of processed foods, then diet-related cancer risk appears to be much lower than in the United States. So why is that? The reason is because food that we eat directly interacts with our cells. It influences their ability to function, to repair, and to protect us from disease. So your body is made up of about 37 trillion cells. That's a trillion with a T, not a B, a T, trillion cells, 37 trillion cells. And each one is constantly regenerating. So some renew in a matter of days, while others take weeks or even months. But every single one of them relies on the nutrients that we consume to function properly. So our cells helps to build tissues and organs. It helps produce enzymes and hormones and chemical messengers. It regulates everything from our immune response to our mental health, which means if we don't give them the right fuel, that they struggle. So let's talk about this from a perspective, and let me give you an example using omega-3s, because we all know about omega-3 fatty acids. In fact, you might be taking an omega-3 supplement, or, choosing omega-3 fatty acid foods. But this is one of the best examples of foods acting as information in our cells, and a really good example for me to share with you today, because it's such a popular thing to think about. Everybody's eating salmon, everybody's eating chia seeds for those omega-3s, but omega-3s from plant sources like chia seeds and flax seeds and walnuts actually help maintain like skin cell structures. They help with the regulation of sex hormones like estrogen. They support heart health and circulation. And when we look at omega-3s from marine sources like salmon and mackerel and sardines, these are really vital for brain function. It's really vital for eye function, especially specific to our retina health. It plays a critical role in reducing inflammation systemically in the body. And so a common mistake that people make is focusing on only one type of omega-3, but your cells actually need both the plant-based and the marine sources to get optimal function. And so it just provides a really good example of how food is acting as information in our cells, and a variety of food really matters, which brings me to something that I talk about a lot, which is how to simplify our nutrition using the Vice lifestyle. And I know that nutrition can feel confusing. It can feel overwhelming because there's so much information out there. And that's why I created the Vice lifestyle. And Vice stands for variety in nutrients. I, igniting our healthy cells with the right food so that they can heal. C, creating that confidence in your body's ability to heal by choosing the right foods. And then E, the energy at the cellular level that our cells need for proper information for them to heal. And so instead of seeing food as medicine, or worse, seeing food as something to fear, we can start thinking about it as fuel to support our body's natural healing intelligence. And if you want to learn exactly how to apply this into your life, you definitely want to join me for that Nourish to Heal event, which is 4 days of live training and Q&A, where I'm going to break everything down for you in a way that makes sense. And I will put the link to register for that in the show notes. And, there are other factors that impact our cells as well. And so nutrition is not everything. It's not the only factor that impacts our health. There are other influences like chronic stress, especially stress over things that we can't control. There are environmental toxins that we can't control in our water, in our air. We can't control the natural process of aging. That is a natural process of wear and tear. That we all go through and beautifully go through if we choose to. And then, of course, there's always bacterial exposure and viral exposure, which can have a significant impact on our cellular health as well. So now we know that we can't control everything, but we can control something that lessens the impact of these things that we can't control. Thinking about anti-aging, thinking about being able to clear out environmental toxins, and creating a healthy, stress-free environment in the body, being a healthy immune function to fight off bacterial infections and viral exposure. And I call these the 5 pillars of health, which is nutrition, stress management, good sleep or sleep quality, movement, hydration. And these are all areas that will make or break our body's ability to heal. So I bet you are constantly asking yourself, and this would be very normal if you are, how do I know if I'm getting enough nutrition? How do I know if I'm doing it right, or if I'm doing, or if I'm doing enough? And my answer to that is always very simple. Your body will tell you. because there are signs of nutritional deficiencies, including brain fog and fatigue and digestive issues and poor skin health and sleep disruptions, slow recovery from illnesses or getting sick a lot, increased inflammation in the body, aches and pains. I mean, our body tells us when it is not getting the right information. And so the best way to know if you're on the right path is to pay attention to how you feel. Because what happens is that you end up normalizing things that you just think this is the way your body is. I'll talk about that more in just a second. But the thing is that your body's going to tell you when you're getting it right. Your cells are always listening. They are always looking for the proper information. And if you nourish them properly with variety and consistency and confidence in your diet, your body will show up for you and will show you that you're getting it right. Your energy, your clarity, your digestion, your overall well-being will be proof that you're on the right path, even if you are in active treatments or you have active cancer right now. So I just love to hear from you. Just take a moment to reflect after this podcast. And if you'd like, just share with me on our Facebook community or on Instagram at Leslie S. Nance. And what are the signs that that your body has given you that something needs to change nutritionally? It could just actually be your cancer diagnosis, which is what it was for me. What's the one thing that you feel like that has improved if you've been paying attention to your nutrition? Stack that evidence around what whole body health means. And if you're still confused, just make sure that you are registered for that Nourish to Heal event, which is completely open right now. And you can join that event anytime that you like. And so, if you're ready to understand food in a way that actually supports your healing, just make sure that you sign up for that April 9th to the 12th live free event. The link is in the show notes. And if you found today's episode helpful, please take a moment, share it with someone that you think needs to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss a powerful conversation on healing. And until next time, keep nourishing, keep thriving, and remember, you are the boss of your cancer and your healing. If you have enjoyed this episode, it's time to connect. Make sure you follow this podcast and check out all the socials on anystagecancer.com. If you're ready to talk about your own healing using the Cancer Boss method, then click the link below this episode. Hey, and remember, cancer's not your destiny. Okay, I'm outie.